Friday to you and you and you over there. Stand to your feet as the nation is about to go live, baby. The name is Law Nation. Let's talk about it. Cowboys draft 2023. Looking for revenge. Looking for depths. Plus Dak Prescott, third best. And more Q&A. Come on, baby. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Let's go. Yo. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Let's grind for your mind, baby.
Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning. In the beginning.
Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Hey, Mama said there'll be days just like this. I hope all is well. I appreciate you guys so much for jumping in. Thank everybody. Salute to all of the HBOs. Shout out to the Share Gang. Appreciate y'all. One love for the stars over there. Appreciate y'all so much, man. Let's continue to grind to shine, baby. Shout out to you, Cliff. Shout out to you, Tyro. Appreciate you, Todd Cook. Appreciate you for being in the mix. Let's get it. Kenny, I see you. All right. As this room fill up, be sure to share. Sharing is caring. I thank you all so much for help growing the nation. We're going to go over a few things that we talked about last night on the round table, the NFC East round table. We did a great job of representing our division, the best division in the NFL. No one got more Super Bowls collectively than the NFC East. Everyone got at least one, and of course the one that got the least talked the most, right? Yeah, that's just how it goes. Have you ever noticed that? The one that got the least talked the most, but that's a story of another day. The 4-ladder, the 3-ladder, the networks, they also talk a lot too. An empty wagon make a lot of noise, as they say. And I'm not trying to sully nor denigrate anyone, but it is what it is. The Dallas Cowboys are the most hated team, the most visible team, the team that everybody have to talk about. And now when you think about it, the echoes of the nonsense permeating throughout the airwaves, and that's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's just what it is. So shout out to you, Ryan. Montana, appreciate you. Toya, appreciate you. JT, I see you, fam. So let me continue to build this up right quick before I go any further, because I want to be able to get your comments up. So bear with me one time. Continue to build this up right quick. There's the echo, and then boom, take that off. We build planes while it's in the air, baby. So as the room fill up, we're going to talk about the depths of this team. We're going to talk about who need to be solidified in a role, and that's what we're looking for coming for the draft. You're supposed to utilize the free agent period to smooth and also fill in some of the loose ends on your team. And then you go into the draft with the mindset of, hey, I'm going for depth. And then you want to, out of those draft picks, to find at least 1 to 2 starters, right? And the Cowboys been doing well in that department. They have been finding guys that can come in and be ready day one. Tyler Smith was ready day one last year. Sam Williams, he was ready, but they didn't get a chance to get him out there on the field. He was ready, though. And, of course, Deron Bland, he was ready day one. We went and got a situation for Damone Clark to be ready. Right? A lot of people thought that he would never play football again, and he was ready. Shout out to the Cowboys research department, their team. They were able to get him ready. And we have an extra added element with the Cowboys because we do a great job in finding guys, evaluating guys, and being able to take a person from here to here. And that's what we did with two guys that wasn't even drafted. Malik Davis, right? Peyton Hendershot, right? Kavontae Turpin, those three guys. That's who we took from the bottom end of anybody draft because those boys were not drafted. Shout out to the scouting department. I think that we are one of the better scouting departments in the league, right? They used the Cowboys scouting department as a farming system. There'll be teams that'll be looking at it like, even like the Washington team, they went and got our guy, Ridgeway, right? So we do a great job of evaluating, finding talent, elevating talent, and getting said talent out there on the field. Did I leave anyone else out from this last season? Y'all let me know because, we have that. But what we've been lacking in the last few years was what we did on the front end. And what you do on the front end is like the free agent movement. So by far, we went and got Brandon Cooks, right? By far, we went and got Gilly. And when you contextualize that, those two guys got big roles already for this team. They do. There's no other angle that you can talk about that with. They got big roles for this team. They do. And here we go. Let me get her. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Boom. Here we go. Pull that up. So they got big roles for this team. And when we do our evaluations, we talk about those things. And we look at everything. Y'all be sure to hit that share button. Come on, get on in here. Get on in here before I get too much of the good stuff going. Appreciate y'all so much, man. Shout out to you, Tim. Let me pull this up right quick. Thank y'all so much. And boom. Boom. Yes, indeed. So before we go deep into our beautiful Friday and this weekend, let me discuss what happened last night. Shout out to the round table. Shout out to LB, Lord Bronson. He was the team to get all the way. He roots for the Eagles, by the way, if you don't know. And their team went all the way to the Super Bowl. And they were a fumble away. They were a fumble away from winning it, right? But you tell them they were not, But we all know there was a fumble away. Jalen Hurts hurt. You know what I'm saying? Them in so many ways with that fumble away. But neither here nor there. Some things were brought up last night. And shout out to Louis T. Network. Shout out to him. And Bad Dog Sports. Shout out to all of those boys. Kudos and credence to those guys, right? But here we go. Boom, here we go. Hey, Law, you think it's possible that they might trade up in the draft or trade Michael Gallup for D-Hop for a few picks? All right, D-Hop got a contract situation with money. Although he said that he's willing to renegotiate his money or what have you, I think that the Cowboys are pretty much, because they just extended Michael Gallup, they are pretty much sold and bought in for Michael Gallup. And me too. I think that if you do anything, you just go long and see what the Cards do. They may end up releasing D-Hop, eating some of that money, or they may end up deadline makes deals, and after the first round, maybe day 3, they realize and say, let's at least get something for D-Hop, and then you can start maneuvering things around. Let me say this before I get into the other details, and I appreciate you, Ken A. If the Cowboys do this right here, it will be wise. Wait. Don't rush. But when you get DeAndre Hopkins, under any type of conditions with a trade, make it an incentive-based contract. Make it a deal, whereas even if you do trades, say that, hey, this will be a conditional XYZ. We'll give you a fifth or we'll give you a sixth if we have that, and it's conditions to elevate to a third, right? And I think that will level the playing field. But also, I would not let the Cards off the hook on any of the guarantees money. But I feel with what you're saying. But at this time, I would not get rid of Michael Gallup. I would not. Case in point, the thought track of what people see out of Michael Gallup is a guy that they should be looking at, a guy that rushed himself back, that didn't have OTAs, didn't have training camp, didn't have a single thread of preseason game, but that was rushed out there to play a game called NFL, which is a long season, and that rush factor tainted a lot of people's minds and memories of who Michael Gallup is, right? So that's how I look at it. But when we go back and we talk about this team, shout out to Bad Dog Sports too. He's one of those guys too that is a great YouTube follower. All of the guys are good followers. And speaking of that, here's where I want to lead off into before we go into the details of the draft. They think that Dak Prescott is the third best quarterback in the NFC East. Now, everybody else would say, hey, update your resume. Keep updating your resume. Now, Jalen Hurts, yes, he's made it far. He made it far, made it all the way to the Super Bowl. And there's no refute for that. So have Colin Kaepernick before. So have Cam Newton before. So have many other quarterbacks made it all the way to the Super Bowl, right? That doesn't mean that all of a sudden the next year they are rated or ranked higher than the others. But I'm not putting Jalen Hurts into that room, but dog it, he's knocking at the door, and we need to say, can he do it again? That's the conclusion that I had with Jalen Hurts. But my guys on the panel, they also think that Danny Jones is the second best quarterback in the NFC East. To contextualize it here, that even Louis T is on the edge of saying that even Sam Howell is better than Dak. He just didn't want to say it that day, right? Right, but he's this close to saying it. Now, here's the thing, and here's what I like to say to you all. Just like when you have one good season, they say do it again, and just when you have a bad season, they need to say the same, do it again, in order before you put a person in said category. Nevertheless, I would tell you guys right now that from the hearts of hearts, I don't mind for those people to think that Dak Prescott is who he is. I don't mind that at all. The great Martin Luther King even said it's better to sleep on the floor because you don't have a chance to fall out of the bed, right? So even if you are on the bottom of the levels, there's nowhere else but what? Up. But let's listen to these guys right quick. Let's listen to them. They wanted to go over some of these things. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the audio there. Hey.
Leave it at that. I'm not going now. Sam Howell is better than you think. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna try to convince you.
Based off what? Huh? Based off what? The Dallas one?
No.
Because that was a very small sample size. What are you basing that off?
And it was a very small sample size. It was. Let me just pull up. This is Sam Howell. I'm going to pull it up so it can be tangible so that all of you guys can see how well. Okay, all right. So he had 19 attempts, 100, and this is what he's basing it off, that one Dallas Cowboys game and what he did in college, right? So 19 attempts, 168 yards. That's what he did against the Cowboys. 1 touchdown, 1 INT. And Sam, watch how my brother from another mother going to defend Sam Howell. Based off of that small sample size and whatever he did in college, right? Based off of that, He's going to be a threat. Come on, baby. I can't make this up. Let's listen to the rest of it because it's my boy. It's my guy.
3 years of college ball at the University of Chapel Hill. The man preseason ball. And in the game,
it's very, but so ironic that Hurts was a Heisman finalist. So we didn't count none of that though. We just said he was trash. Right. Sam Howell was trash. Louis, please don't get your hopes up.
We looked
please.
At Sam, we looked at Jalen Hurts. We looked at the
and that determined that you need glasses. Sam Howell is trash, Louis. Please don't do this to yourself.
I'm glad you just gave me
the same way
soundbite you gave me.
No.
When I was able to play it, you just gave me my soundbite.
The same way y'all did with Carson. The same way y'all did with Carson Wentz.
Carson wasn't. We knew what Carson was. We weren't looking for Philadelphia Eagle Carson. We just wanted.
What's Sam ceiling?
Hold on.
What's the ceiling?
Hold on. What'd you just ask?
You heard me. What's the ceiling? And it's so crazy. I watch you break down film, and you know he trash. What are we doing here? Sam Howell is trash.
Wow.
He is trash. He got lucky against Dallas. in the damn rain, and y'all out here ready to throw. I live in the DC area. Y'all making me sick.
It wasn't raining.
It was rainy that day. Wasn't a little precipitation out there, Law? When y'all lost to the
look. Here's the thing.
It wasn't raining.
Sam Howell, for his career, is 168 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. So, you better go and Louis T. Man, you my brother. Man, in the NFC East. Y'all better go get Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm saying, bro. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Washington team really believe, and I said it when we was live watching that game, a little piece of me kind of liked the fact that we lost to the Washington team. It gave them all types of, what they call it, the placebo effect. You know, placebo. Well, what is the placebo effect? When you think it's sugary, but it's not. You think it's sweet, but it's really not. You know, you think it's good for you, but it's not. and truth be told, the Dallas Cowboys last season never lost back-to-back games. So that was also a stat ratio that I was looking at too, right? So when we played against Tampa, of course, everybody discounted that, but I was kind of looking at it like, woo. At least we know for sure we're going to win this game because last year we didn't have back-to-back losses, right? Now, granted, Dak Prescott himself need to step it up for the 2023 season. But the expectations when they meets reality, all y'all even, look, I'm fighting those boys and I'm fighting a third of the Cowboy Nation too, right? Because they against Dak. You guys against Dak, and it seems as if though it was only a small real estate of Cowboy fans that say, hey, we can get this thing going. You know, we can, Ray and Claude. Yeah, that's Claude. Yeah, that's who they are. Yeah, yes, indeed. And I'm definitely ain't Bernie Mac. I ain't jiggling. I'm definitely ain't him, you know. Let me be, I can't get right or somebody, you know. Let me be somebody else, though. Gave them hope. They're gonna overanalyze that game. Come on, man. Trayvon Mullen, now granted, I like Trayvon Mullen. I think that Trayvon Mullen is a good DB. But they threw that kid out there to the wolves. He really didn't pick up the system and procedures. And baby, he got burnt. It's the equivalent of throwing me out there. I probably would have gave the same results that Trayvon Mullen did. You know what I'm saying? But they threw Trayvon Mullen over there, and when you look back at the tape, they didn't even roll the safety help over the top. Who remember that film analysis that I did, right? I said, God dog, so you mean to tell me you're going to roll coverage to Trayvon Diggs' way, but you didn't roll coverage to Trayvon Mullen's way, and my goodness, Sam Howell burnt that brother up over there like a Roman candle, right? Burnt toast, you know. But I get it. I love it because the overanalyzations is going to settle in. Don't you guys know? Don't you guys know that the big networks, they also watch our shows, right? They listen in to it. And now the the four-ladder networks echoing that Dak Prescott is the third best quarterback in our division. It's quite strange to me that a player, now he's going to be bevies of excuses, but have anybody ever broke any part of their hand, right? Let me know in the chat if you ever broke any phalanges, you know what I'm saying, or even had a deep cut. Because there's two guys that I know for sure broke a part of their hand and they didn't look the same that year, nor the previous year, or nor the following year, I meant to say. Those two guys, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson still haven't recovered. Still haven't recovered. This dude was put into a system mid-season without throwing a single preseason game, and everybody wanted him to be mid-season ready. And his name is Dak Prescott. It sounds like excuses, right? Mentally, we can say that, hey, he wasn't the same Prescott that he was the previous year. He was definitely not this Prescott. Let me see if I can find that stat sheet. No, not that one. Read it up. Here, he definitely wasn't this Prescott. He definitely wasn't this Prescott. And if you also include the fact that he didn't have Amari Cooper, etc., he definitely wasn't this Prescott. Let me repeat, he definitely wasn't this Prescott. Let me make sure I save this. Y'all screenshot that. Let me rename this one. And I'm put Stat Dak. That's what a lot of people like to call it, Stat Dak. You know, let's put it up there like that. All right, let's put it up there like that. He definitely wasn't that guy. He wasn't. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. So, this dude, and if they want to crown Jalen Hurts, let me pull up Jalen Hurts. If they want to crown Jalen Hurts, accolades and numbers and stuff like that, 3,701 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 INTs out of 460 attempts. Now, screenshot that for your boy. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me put this up like this. Y'all bear with me. We're gonna play a little game right here. We're gonna screenshot this. We screenshot that. Bear with me. Hail Mary. Run quick C. And then we're gonna go right here. We're gonna go right here and we're gonna type in Prescott, right? And then we're gonna go to rookie Dak. And we're gonna go all the way down to rookie Dak. And then we're going to screenshot that. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to contextualize this right here. We're going to contextualize this right here for everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie to see. And we're going to do a little social experiment. You know what I mean? And this is not even year one. This is not even year one of one, but it is year one of another. You know what I'm saying? So let me pull this up. Because, and I know a third of the people gonna say, hey man, you can't leave out rushing touchdowns too though, dog. You can't. And then this could be even more of a daunting situation because this dude did it with the likes of Jason Garrett. You know what I mean? Jason Garrett was on this team when one did it, you know, but that's a story of another day. What's the difference, ladies and gentlemen? So when people start talking about, hey, what about the rushing touchdowns? You can't leave out the rushing touchdowns. Okay, let me see how many rushing touchdowns this kid had. He had 6. He had 6 of them. So many people for many of you moons left out the rushing touchdowns, but that's the story of another day. You know, they left out the rushing touchdowns for the first 2 or 3 years. They did. So when you look at this, what's the difference? What's the difference? So they glorify what Jalen Hurts did, but it's really equivalent to what Dak did his rookie year. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. Yes, indeed. So we seen quarterback play like this before. Y'all acting like we never seen this before. Y'all acting like this was something new. Y'all acting like, all of a sudden he do what Dak Prescott did his rookie year, and he now leapfrog Dak Prescott. I can't make this stuff up. But when we pull up Danny, let me pull up Danny Jones. Let me put it, what's his name? Jones. Let me put it, where you at? Daniel Jones. There you go, Daddy. Daniel. So here's 15 touchdowns, 5 INTs, 3,206 yards. Now all of a sudden he's elite. Let's listen to this right quick. I can't make this stuff up.
Yes, and I'm going to say something that I have said.
Yes.
And I don't want to hear anything until the end of this. Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback.
Oh, what?
Goddamn mind.
Say it one more time.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Let's listen to what he said.
Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback.
Wow.
I said it.
In what
and
league?
I say it with my chest.
Yeah.
Like what you just heard from John Mara, he obviously knows, he sees what he sees, but the progression is there. When we see guys progressing, we automatically want them to do it the way that Joe Burrow has done it, the way that Justin Herbert has done it. That wasn't Daniel Jones. And that's okay. Because he's gotten paid, he's going to keep his head down, he's going to continue to work. You bring in a guy like Darren Waller, obviously you're going to improve if he can stay healthy. He's a great asset to that offense. Daniel Jones' production will continue to improve. He will be one of the better quarterbacks.
You just said top 10.
No, hold on.
Let's say consistent again. No, don't say one of the better, top 10.
Let me finish.
Please.
He will be the second best quarterback in his division.
Behind Jalen Hurts?
Behind Jalen Hurts.
So he's better than Dak Prescott?
He's better than Dak Prescott.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I can't make this stuff up. You know, so I get it. I understand the hate, the vicious hate that they have upon our beloved Cowboys, right? And we only have a small sector of people that can stand on any hill to defend, to try to protect the community. And you got all of this nonsense permeating and circulating around, I can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm going to say is that no one mentions the injuries. No one mentioned, like last night we was on the panel, everybody talking about this X, Y, and Z, Z, Y, and X. You know what I'm saying? And all of the other stuff. And I said 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen, they were hurt last season. You had to shuffle the deck around. They tried to make a situation that Thibodeau or Jordan Davis or who else was a first-round draft pick was equivalent to being good. You can't dismiss Tyler Smith for what he was able to do last season. Played all OTAs, training camp, preseason, at left guard. Tyron Smith goes down, which we all predicted, and said, hey, dog, by the way, is there a possibility that you can play left tackle? Just like that. Switch that brother to left tackle. Phenomenal rookie year, right? Shots out to him. Kudos and credits to him. I think he only allowed 3 sacks. He had 6 penalties or what have you. Yes, he need to improve, but that's amazing. Amazing what Tyler Smith was able to do. And one can literally have a debate and literally say that he wasn't even our best rookie. He wasn't even our best rookie. Our best rookie was a guy by the name of Daron Bland. 5 INTs, 1 forced fumble, being able to create pressure, almost nearly had a sack. And we got that guy in the bottom of the barrel. Boy, we played good with this particular situation as it relates to draft purposes and draft reasonings. Marcel says, Dan Orlowski wish he could dissect NFL defenses like Dak Prescott. Yeah, you're right. He did. Yeah. But here's the thing. We not only, in Cowboys world, we not only have to fight and go into the woodshed and work out things with the big ladder networks, with the NFC East, our compatriots, right? The Washington team, the Eagles team, right? The Giants. We are fighting amongst ourselves. Nevertheless, when you think of it this way, ladies and gentlemen, the roster situation. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'm pull it up. Hold on, bear with me. Here you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, boom. The roster situation, the analysis. Cowboys projected roster. This is from Blogging the Boys. We are drafting now for depths. Outside of the offensive lineman, who will be in this 2023's draft a day one starter? Now, this is their chart. I didn't create this chart. Shout out to those boys. But as you guys can see, Prescott is your day one quarterback, number one, right? As your number one running back as of today, Tony Pollard will be that guy. Your number one tight end. On this list, let me know who will be your day one starters. Even if you go into the draft, like who will you be able to draft to be starting over any of these guys? Now they went with the O-line that I like versus moving Terrence around. They went with Tyron Smith, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. Who you drafting day one that's going to over or start over any of these guys? Who would be the day one wide receiver that's going to start over CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup out of this draft? When you look at this, yeah. If I was making this chart line, I would literally put Jordan Lewis out of there. You're right. I would go with Trayvon Diggs, Gilmore, Bland, Curse, Wilson. My guy Hooker. Yeah, he's going to rotate in. Wavy says Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's a star over which one of these guys? CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup. Jordan Addison, he would start over which one of these guys? Yeah, see, it makes it a little bit more difficult when we really look at it because, look, I'm not throwing anything or any salt or any shade at Jalen Tolbert, but there was not a single person last season that can say, hey, man, Jalen Tolbert, he's going to be washed, man. He's going to be trash. Everybody was literally saying that, hey, Jalen Tolbert, he's going to take over Amari Cooper's spot. And that's just how the draft is. It inflates. It gives you one of those things where you really feel so high of a person that it clouds your judgment. It clouds your mind just a little bit. For example, and this is just an example, we're going to listen to this video one more time. Let me see if I can refresh it. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. See my guys. See my guys can get it up right quick. Hold on.
Hey, Robert, tell us about it before we turn it in.
All right, he's the right type of guy. He's going to be a guy we're going to have to kick out of the building because that's how hard he's going to want to work. He's going to make our room better, right, how much he wants to work. So,
good. I feel something good happening this year.
You think you can put a star on that helmet?
Yes, sir, I am.
You sure can.
Yes, sir.
You just had your position coach really get up and reiterate to everybody in this room what a top person you are to work with and be on a team with. So I'm glad to be on your team. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
You're a Dallas Cowboy.
I appreciate it.
Here's your coach.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Jalen, Mike McCarthy, congratulations.
Yes, sir. What's up, Coach?
Hey, you ready to go?
I am.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, we're so excited to have you here. Obviously, you know what we're all about, and you're coming to a
So what I'm trying to say here is that, hey, we can feel the same about any wide receiver coming out of the draft, but there's only one ball, and there's a lot of wide receivers that's in this room. And I go all the way down to Antonio Callaway. He's way at the bottom end. Antonio Callaway, Brandon Smith. You got Simi Fehoko. You also have Jalen Tolbert, Dennis Houston, right? You got in the room Gallup, Cooks, CeeDee Lamb. They're going to have to come out, that wide receiver, whether he's in the first, second, third, and I like all of the wide receivers. But, baby, it's going to be a dog fight for them to make it to get to that first team. And then I'm not even talking about the other guys that we're not even mentioning right now. Dontario Drummond. You know, there's a lot of guys that they're going to have to fight for even quality reps, and they may not get a chance nor an opportunity until preseason. So that's how difficult, and I like that. You know, iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. You will have a stronger chance of saying, hey, day one starter will be at a running back spot because that spot, that room is not loaded like it used to be in the past. You only have Rico, Malik Davis, Tony Pollard, and Rojo, right? So you have a stronger chance of making this team at the running back or finding a running back out of this draft juxtaposed to a wide receiver. And what makes it such a difficult one, even at wide receiver, is the kind of caliber of quarterback that you got, too. You know, you're going to have a slew. We're going to bring in 2 more quarterbacks, right? At least. A Camp Arm, a guy that everybody's going to be happy to see, and they may throw the ball a certain way. It's going to be different from the starting quarterback. It's going to be different from Cooper Rush, et cetera. So it's going to be a dogfight, which I like. Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. Now, Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think that he can probably get in there and push it, right? He can knock out some of those guys, most of those guys. But it's going to be a dogfight, which I love. Drummond will surprise a lot of people just from Nick. Yeah, they liked him for what I know, for what he was able to bring. He had some issues with some injuries. And that's another part of the unknown, right? There will be also, and I left, look, poor me. I left out Cavante Turpin. If anybody, and I like Cavante Turpin, last night, I on the round table, I hope that you guys were not getting at me saying that Law Nation is talking bad about the young kid. But this is what the 3-ladder network do. They will present and give a person, a player, an all-pro status, Pro Bowl status, even though there are others that's above them in certain categories. Why? So that they know that nobody's really watching the Pro Bowl like that, so they know for sure if a player got a star on the side of their helmet, baby, that can bring and render some attention. Got some super chats. Let me read it out. Grind and Play says DeForest Buckner names keep popping up on our radar for a trade. Then I would stop what I'm doing and change the whole episode if that is the situation and scenario. DeForest Buckner, I got him. I got Jeffrey Simmons. Both of those boys would be a game changer for our defense. I really, really, really believe that we are one interior guy away. Jonathan Hankins, he's good for right now. He's signed to a 1-year deal. That means that the Cowboys still may have reservations on him. They're not giving this guy a multiple-year contract, so they are looking to fill in that role, and they looking at Jonathan Hankins as a bridge guy. not an all-in guy. So, yes, the 30 for 30 club, yes, we did that last night. We talked about that. 30 for 30 club. We bringing in guys that's been around. A new broom can sweep the floor good, but that old broom can get those corners. So, yeah, DeForest Buckner would bring a lot of excitement to the table because of his results. Everyone have a reason, but we're looking for results. Yes, we got another super chat from my guy, Remarkable. Appreciate you. Consultant Services, appreciate you, Leon. Thank you. Law, since they conspired to get Michael Irvin off the mainstream shows, we got no one that's real about fighting for our Cowboys. DC for life, you're right. No one. They conspire. Conspiracy, man. Yeah, they tried to get rid of my guy, and they won. They got rid of him. They got rid of him, you know. Back to the defensive tackle situation. When I pull this up, and I appreciate you so much, Remarkable. You know what I'm saying? When I pull this up, where are our holes at on defense? You got D-Law. You got Osa, who's a dog, in my opinion. Hankins. You got Armstrong. I'm really rooting for Sam Williams to overtake Armstrong. Just a little part of me want that to happen. And you got Leighton Vander Esch, and then you have Parsons. And this is looking like their big nickel packages too, by the way. Because I don't see the Sam. But you guys get what I'm saying. If I can get better inside, and I know Jonathan Hankins, I don't see Jonathan Hankins as a 60-snap guy, right? At most, you want to get him anywhere between 22 to 25, right? At most. So you know that there's a gaping hole right there. Unless Big Bo been eating that Voch Lombardi peanut butter like we've been talking about, right? And eating a sandwich or something like that to get some strength. Sprinkle in some of that mama's creatine, you know, and get a little stronger in his thighs and give us something, then we straight, because we lost Carlos Watkins, a veteran guy. Now he's going to the Cards, right? Hey, the MLB is the weak spot. I feel you. Well, let me say this. In the draft, will Jack Campbell solidify that? It'd be hard pressed to say. Would you like a Jack Campbell or the Tutu kid? yeah. Watkins went to Arizona Cards. He went to the Cards. Yeah. So, Law, let's trade for Vita Vea. Ooh, baby. Yeah. So we wouldn't even have. Look. This list would be even better if I know that Jonathan Hankins would be coming in as a rotational pace. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it, baby. Yeah, that would be nice if we can do that. Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. J. Alexander, appreciate you. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if we can't get better at this spot, I think that right now the Cowboys are leaning on staying with where they are at as it relates to the free agent acquisitions and going into the draft, trying to find ways that they can plug and play from there. Trying to find ways that they can say, okay, Jordan Lewis, we're trying to get you up out the paint. We got Bland. But we may have Bland to be an understudy of Gilly, right? Diggs, they need to figure out a contract situation and scenario for that. LT, y'all look up there at the top, Tyron Smith. They go into this draft and they say, all right, well, hell, we need to find us a left tackle. We need to get us the best left tackle we can find in this draft. And if somehow people, like they say, when they go into the draft, shout out to my boys, when they go into the draft, they got to go into there open-minded, thinking, okay, some things sometimes can fall to you. Sometimes people can reach for a player, and sometimes, let's say, for example, wide receivers start to go off the board, get off the board. Then all of a sudden, it comes open and available for your tackles to be free. Now, we know Broderick Jones probably would not be there, right? We could all say that, right? Paris Johnson, he's not going to be there. Peter Skoronski. Do you want Peter Skoronski on your team as your future's left tackle, right? And keep Tyler Smith inside, right? That could be a situation. I like DeJuan Jones. I see him as a right tackle. But if Anton Harrison is there, would you break your leg to go all the way up there and say, hey, sometimes blessing come in multiple ways, right? You get Anton Harrison. You move him at left tackle. You keep Tyler Smith at guard. Would that be a good situation for you? Will that be a good situation for you? Or will you still play around with fire and say, hey, man, Tyron is our guy. Matt Let's-Go is our guy. Joshua Ball is our guy, right? Would that be the situation, you know? Or would you say, all right, I like what Tyler Smith was able to do. Let me just play the musical chairs with this and just move and keep him at left tackle, and you get John Michael Smith. JMS, you know, you get him. John Michaels, you put him inside. The Osiris Torrance. Do you go with Joe Tipperman? Maybe a little bit too soon to go with those boys in the 26th spot, though, to be fair. So that's why I love the draft. It's always the area of the unknown. Or do you go with this crazy stuff that the Cowboys been saying and uttering over the last few days about, hey, we going to slide. And I ain't talking about electric. We're going to slide Terrence Steele inside that guard. Do you go with that? No, indeed. I know that that's bull sugar, man. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that that's bull sugar. Come on, man. Y'all know that that is bull sugar, right? Come on, man. All right. Let's go to the top of the hour. I want to be able to go over this. I appreciate you guys. I thank those who tuning in. I know that it is Friday. Y'all got thousands of other things to do besides listen to me ramble about my thoughts and my impressions on my mind. But the hotline is brought to you by the Underdog. Underdogs, hear me roar. The hotline for your mind, 657-390-7391. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your opinions. You can have a free flow of the conversations of what we said about Dak Prescott being the third best quarterback in the NFC East. Or you can talk about the draft hopes, wishes, and dreams that you want to make a reality, baby. Boys. Let's go, baby. Let me hit that no days off. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it.
There is one other participant in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. I got the 206. You in the mix. MJ, you're live, fam. Holla at me.
What up, Law? How you doing, man?
Man, all is well. All is well. Getting his day on his way. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, I was watching your with the 3-corner hustlers, the knuckleheads you was with last night.
Yeah.
They was talking about I'm like, boy, I love it though.
Yeah.
This is good for us Cowboy fans. One thing I know about Dak Prescott, he gonna bust his butt for you.
Yeah, he will.
I love that. And you showed the numbers and talk about the quarterbacks better. Dak, man, them guys are stupid.
Yo.
They're gonna see a whole different Dak when he light them up. That guy might have over 40 touchdowns this year. And it's gonna be simple reads. It's gonna be explosive.
It's going to be. It should be. It should be a good. It should be a good situation. Now, of course, Dak Prescott, he's going to have to make the proper reads and the proper decisions of the game. And if we just figure out a way to keep us in, sometimes it's just like playing spades or poker. You can't determine your hand, but you got to deal with the cards that's dealt. And sometimes if you just got to hold some back so that you can get to where you're going or want to go. Yeah.
But remember, we told you, one thing the Cowboys never had in their life, it's just crazy. They never had a screen game.
They had it in 16.
Yeah.
And here's what I came up with a crazy thing. When I look back at even the Dallas Cowboys, I want you to look at it too, and I know you'll go back and look at it. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Green Bay Packers in that playoff game. They really missed Lucky Whitehead. And people fail to realize when Lucky Whitehead, because they got rid of him because of some things, and I'll talk about it later. But they got rid of that play. Lucky averaged 7.6 yards per run on the reverse sweep thing, which was a staple piece. And sometimes they would run a fake with it. Or if you go back and you watch that Steelers game, Lucky was on that play. That's how Zeke was so wide open. You still had to honor Lucky's speed. So sometimes, even if he don't get the ball, you got to pay attention to the little guy, right? Yeah. And by not having that as a weapon, it hindered us more because you wanted to open the game up and allow the defense to play honest. And by them benching Lucky in that game, and it's just like taking out one of your guns, one of your chambers, the bullets out of your chambers, and that really hurt us, believe it or not.
Yep, and a lot of Cowboy fans don't know.
Yeah,
you got Cook now. Man, you don't y'all know how open that gonna open up the tight ends, the halfback, and CD. That one guy Cook just made Dak Prescott read more easy because they try to go one-on-one with that guy. He's gonna burn him over the top. You can take it to the house from anywhere. And another thing for all you Washington Redskins fans. That other quarterback we got, don't you know what that does? And you look to the left, oh, he's covered. I look to the right, he's covered. Oh, sack.
Yeah. Cover sacks is something. Also, before I let you go, man, where do you put our wide receiver tandem versus the NFC wide receiver tandems?
Man, since we got Cook, and this is what you Cowboys fans got to get in your mind. Cook has over 8,000 yards. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's one of the most dangerous receivers. It's the receiver from Miami, and it's Cook. They're the 2 most dangerous receivers at that size in the NFL. We got the most dangerous receivers now because CeeDee Lamb is, y'all keep talking about the receiver from Philly that they got. CeeDee Lamb, watch that, and Cook kills the fast guy from Philly. He destroyed him. He got 8,000 yards.
Yeah.
Until that guy get 8,000 yards, then you talk to me. Guys, get out of this foolishness. We got the best tandem receivers now.
We got the best, man. And all we need is if Gallup is healthy, we by far will have the best trio. I'm willing to put my nuts on the table and say that. So we just need. Before I go all the way in, I just need to see Gallup in OTAs, training camp, preseason, and I would say that we have the best trio. Matter of fact, I'm so crazy that we might have the best trio in the league if those boys can stay healthy.
No, it's not even about Gallup.
Talk to me.
You got to remember.
Talk to me.
Took away the stupid option route.
Give it to him.
You know how happy that kid, Jalen Tolbert, is happy right now? He's telling all his friends, his grandma, his uncle, he's telling his whole family, guys, you going to see me turn this shit out. I hate to tell y'all.
Yeah.
Him, Callaway, y'all forgot about Callaway. Callaway was dangerous too. All these guys, they licking at the chop. Sammy with that speed, boy, y'all better stop overlooking these receivers We got some dangerous receivers now that get to play football instead of thinking. When you think, you run in quicksand. When you don't think, you make plays. It's common sense, Cowboy Nation. Stop talking about Michael Jordan. We need Michael Jordan. We need Kobe Bryant. Stop with that foolishness. We got dangerous receivers.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. Let me hear you say it before I let you rock, man.
Well, that's all I got to say. How about them Cowboys? And let's get this chip. And be how that first game you played against us, you would throw 2 or 3 interceptions because now everybody going to play against you. They're going to see your tape and they're going to kill you.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Salute. That's my guy, man. Hey, Chris Blood said, nah, Law, you put your nuts on the line for Michael Gallup. If healthy, man, look, technically, health is everything. Your health is your wealth. And we literally need Cooks to stay healthy and Gallup to stay healthy. I'm knock on some wood because CeeDee Lamb been that dude with health. You know what I'm saying? All right, so if those 3 guys are healthy, then we good. We straight, baby. We are. You know, you can't change my mind right now. My mind is set. I got tunnel vision with this. And everything else is icing on the top. If Tolbert get there and get better, hey, that's icing. All right? If Tolbert comes in and trumps Gallup at that spot, that's good for us. But it's going to be hard, right? It's going to be hard for Tolbert to come in year 2 to trump Gallup. You know, I'm just going to be real with you for that 3rd spot, right? And Cooks is interchangeable with Wands, right? And when you look back at Cooks' tape or what have you, but Cooks already came in thinking, hey, 2-3. I love that. I love it. So 2-3 spot, I give him grace and mercy. But whoever we draft in the draft, they got to come in with a full entree, with their mindset hungry. They can't come in only asking for appetizer because they will not see the field. They got to be like, that ball belongs to me. They got to be angry and upset when they don't get the first team reps. That person got to be hungry. That person got to have a PhD mentality. He do. He got to. Poor, hungry, and determined. If he fool around and think that things going to be given to him, that's when the other guy, Dontario Drummond, that's when Simi Fehoko, I don't think Simi got that dog in him to want it that bad, by the way, but we will see, you know what I'm saying, ponytail and all coming out of the back of the helmet. He better be out there saying, hey, I refuse to lose. I'm talking about Simi Fehoko. Where he's at? Because I think I had a little reel of him. You know, so he better step up real tall. Simi, it's do or die season. Come with me, Hail Mary, run quick, see. What do you have here now? You better ride or die. Ride. Come on, Sports Guru 404, you live, fam.
Loud Nation, what's going on, man?
Oh, man, it's your world, fam. Holla at me, man.
It's Sports Guru 95, man. I called, listening to the NFC East show last night, man. You guys was putting on a good show, man.
Yeah.
But that dude, Lord Brunson, man, why is he such a hater, man? Like, everybody on the panel, the other 3 guys, you and the Giant guy and the Commanders guy, you guys were very complimentary of each other's team. You took your jabs and here and there, but you were more complimentary of everybody's team.
Yeah.
Lord Brunson, every time you said something about the Cowboys or the Commanders or the Giants, he had something to say. This or that. He don't want to admit they have fallen off a little bit by the guys. There's no way in the world the Eagles got the best D-line in the NFC East. They don't. That goes to the Commanders.
That dude goes to the Commander. Look. But it's a multiple levels though, Guru, because I think that our edges are better than their interior. I'm talking about the Washington team, but the Washington team interior D line is better than ours. For right now, if we just get one piece, bro, you would see if we get like a Simmons, and I know that that's a stretch right there, or a Buckner, then I'm willing like I said earlier, putting nuts on the line, I'm willing to say we the best defensive line in the NFC East. But for right now,
I can agree with you on that.
You agree with me, right? You see, yeah.
I can agree with you on that. Definitely. That was one piece away.
One piece away.
I got another point.
Talk to me.
Yeah, that definitely, I can agree with that. And when he said Rashad Penny break tackles better than Tony Pollard, man, what?
That was the only spot, Guru, that I was weak at in the whole entire night because I didn't do my homework on Rashad Penny. I forgot all about him. And then when I fooled around and looked it up later, I said, damn, I could have busted him all across the chops. He only had like 300 yards. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't that dude like that, you know? So he's going off of projections. Put it like this. I think Tony Pollard, probably the best running back out of our conference or out of our division, outside of him and Saquon Barkley, is right there with each other. Do you agree?
Use Tony Pollard, right?
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this: if you use Tony Pollard right, it's an argument that he is on the level of Saquon because he has that juice, just like Saquon. He can take a dump pass and take that thing to the house. He is electric from goal line to goal line, just like Saquon is. So for Tony Pollard, we've only seen one good year of Tony Pollard being used the right way. And what did he do? He put up outstanding numbers.
Yeah.
If you use him the right way, especially in the passing game, if you use him the right way, Tony Pollard could be arguably the best running back in the NFC East.
Yeah. And the only reason why I didn't say that out of respect for like what Barkley did last season, 1,300 yards, 10 tubs, 4.4 yards per tote, I think that he was the driving force and the leader of that team. But they don't really believe it in him like that because they only got him on the franchise tag too. So they're looking probably for a running back in the draft, and they could flat out draft Bijan, or they could draft Gibbs or somebody like that with the 25th pick. They will probably lean on a wide receiver to help their wide receiver room out. They might go with JSN. They might go with the other guy, Jordan Addison. Who knows? But you're right, man. If Tony Pollard was utilized and used right, I think that we would have seen even more of Tony. But I want us to not focus in on one running back. I do love the tandem situation. I do love the split back deal.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like you last year you had a 3-back system. You could have used Zeke, Tony, and Malik Davis.
Yeah.
Not using Malik Davis after you saw what he had in the Chicago game was another knock on Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator. You had another weapon that you could have used. When CP went down versus San Francisco, bring in Malik Davis. See what he can do. At least give him something. But you just totally abandoned the run, went away from the run, and was like, okay, we're going to put it on Dak's shoulders. If you ain't going to run Dak a little bit, we'll take away a few of those passes and run Dak a little bit. 2nd and 2, quarterback draw. Hey, Dak, when it's 2nd and short, 3rd and short, just take off running if nothing's there. You got to utilize what you have. You got to utilize your talent. And Kellen Moore was not good at utilizing his talent, just like Jason Garrett wasn't good at utilizing his talent.
Yeah, so and the other thing is what I brought up last night, because I didn't want to be like all just, hey, Kellen Moore. Dak got a percentages of it too. Dak got to be able to say, hey, 2nd and 2, empty. I see the first down. We used to say, live to fight another day, right? Get the first down, regroup, or even burn one. Burn one, man. Burn a timeout. If you're not comfortable with it, you got to look. My guy Dak, I want him this offseason. This is me being objective as possible, Guru. Is he got to have him a set of bread and butter plays. that he know for sure when he get into that red zone that, hey, or money zone, or he need to pull one out of the hat, that this is my bread and butter list, that I know for sure a high percentage. I know it can give me a rhythm. I know it can give me the first down. It's his 8th season. He got to have a set of those plays regardless of what the coaches is calling. He got to have that in his mind, right? Just like when you seen MJ go ISO, and it's just him and Russell, you know what I'm saying, in the doggone playoffs in the championship game. Just like when you seen my guy Kobe, hey, ISO, it's just me and you know. We've seen greats, or even when Tom Brady, all of the greats, they have that 1 to 2, 3 bread and butter plays that they know for sure they can get the job done. I need for my guy, Rain Dakota Prescott, to have a few of them.
Yep, and hopefully, mentioning those guys, the one thing those guys had that Rain Dakota has not had is great coaching.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
Yeah.
That's putting your guys in position to make plays.
Yeah.
And that's sitting down and talking to them about what needs to be done. Kellen Moore had not been to that position, so he couldn't tell that. Jason Garrett hadn't been in that position as a head coach.
Yeah.
So he couldn't tell Dak about those key situations. Mike McCarthy can. Mike McCarthy has been there.
Right.
Mike McCarthy has been around Hall of Fame quarterbacks. He's been around Hall of Fame coaching.
Yeah.
So his knowledge that he's going to pour into Dak in this offseason is going to be vital. Now, hopefully it transfers. You know, we can see it on the field.
Right.
But I just think Dak has lacked that coaching.
That coaching, dog. Look.
That situational football.
Situation, and this is not, look, guys, this is not us beating up on our quarterback, but this is like, hey, high percentage plays. A fade ball when you're inside your own 20, that means that either the wide receiver can catch it or the outer boundaries. If we kicking the field goal, but that's a play that you know for sure that I'm not finna throw in the middle of the field because it can be batted. It can be batted at the LOS. It can be batted. The ball can tip the fingers, and it can be fumbled. It's in the middle of the field. So many things can go wrong. I want to be able to have that high percentage play to get me on the way. And we've seen it multiple times. Even I'm going to give a little shining light to the Eagles one more time. When it was short distance, they went quarterback sneak. They went with the offensive line. They utilized the strength of their teams. They didn't say, hey, Hurts, drop back, throw it in the middle of the field. Hurts, drop back, throw it. You know what I'm saying? Shallow drag. No, it's short. Let me give it to the offensive line to carry the way.
Yep. And they never you never seen Hurts in a situation where he was pressed. You never seen him in a situation where basically they took what the defense gives them. If Smith is your target, he sits down in that zone, hit Smith.
Right.
If Dallas Goedert got a one-on-one with the linebacker, go to Goedert.
Yeah.
If A.J. Brown one-on-one outside,
go do. Yeah.
A lot of times, the only thing they ran was slants. They didn't run. They didn't have a big time route tree. One-on-one, I'm going with my guy A.J. Brown on the slant all day. I'm going with Brown.
Put it like this. You've been watching football for a long time, right?
Yeah.
How many route combos did Michael Irvin have?
Not many.
Not many. You know he go bang eight, slant, fade,
and a little fly.
Hey, in a fade. And it wasn't like, hey, you didn't want bigger guys like that. You didn't want them to stop their feet to get back going again. And the Eagles knew that of AJ. They didn't want him to stop his feet. Why run a hook when you can run a slant with him, right? Meaning I want to put the ball in front of him. I want him to have real estate to continue to go. You didn't want their guys. The only time that they had like those little tunnel screens or what have you, and there's variations of West Coast, of course, was when they throw the tunnel screen to AJ or Smitty. You know, that was the only time.
Yeah.
See, Cowboys wanted to complicate it. I would have the same philosophy for my guy, Michael Gallup. I wouldn't put all the pressure on his knees and have him come back and stop his feet. I want to hit him on a stride. I want to hit him on the go. I want to have shallow drags, deep drags, overs, and I want to have him on, sometimes occasionally in the tunnel screens for a CD Lamb too. Yeah. I don't want to have all of these stopping your feet coming back to the ball, and none of those guys really, when you go back and watch the tape, and that's why I need to go back and see what the wide receiver coach is teaching. I want my guys to attack the ball. They allow the ball to hit them.
Attack the ball in the air.
Yeah, attack the ball. Yeah, come back to the ball. Fight for the ball.
Yeah, and go back and watch that second and two, and that second interception Dak threw against the 49ers. If CD just runs a shallow drag, he walks in the end zone.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Instead, he runs that in and out, and like Gilmore said in an interview with Baldy,
yeah,
the Cowboys always run the same route.
Oh my God! Yeah, I remember that. Oh, somebody sent me that on IG today. Yeah.
If Gilmore sees that, you know doggone well that a great defense like the 49ers see that.
Yeah.
They sat on that route and they turned it into a pick. Gallup running a comeback with bad knees. Let him run a slant. Let him run a bang eight. Let him run something where he can just cut to the inside.
Yeah.
That first interception, which was Dak's last read, shouldn't have been a throw. He shouldn't have threw that ball. That's on Dak.
That's on. Yeah.
But Gallup shouldn't have been in that situation to run that route.
Ooh, hey! Whenever you go back and watch that play again, yes, Zeke was in the flat, wide open, right?
Yeah,
but man, but man, the way the DB was playing the DB himself was playing inside with leverage, right? But he was off ball. Yep. All you needed to do is get to the sticks. Dak should have just said, "Hey man, I know what coach is calling, hitch, come back, sideline, what have you." That's slant, man. That's first down. Slant, just slant. Because he's inside. Yep. He can't go through the body. You just slant it to him because the other guys were playing so off. They wouldn't have been. Fred Warner was on the opposite side. He was just on an island by himself running the comeback route on the edge. And you still had Ezekiel Elliott. You throw a slant, Zeke can be your blocker. Shoot, you can go get all the way upfield. But I'm glad the vertical offense is gone. I'm glad it's gone. I'm just so glad it's gone, fam.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But it's good chopping it up with you, man. And I'm gonna say one last thing. How about them Cowboys, baby?
How about them, man? That Sports Guru 9-5, baby, man. Good call from him, man. Good call. I love talking football with y'all, man. But we gonna have all of that erased, and I will hold Prescott feet to the fire. The whole Prescott. From Cecil Prescott to Tad Prescott feet to the fire. You know what I'm saying? If we see the same thing we saw last year, right? I doubt it. You see the same thing. So I would not have to hold said feet to the fire, you know. But shout out to them. All right, so JT, man, my guy, man, from the 260, you're live.
Hey, what's good with it, Law?
Not much, man.
Hey, I just got an idea. Like I said, I put in the chat. Like we should try and trade for Vita Vea from Tampa, though, Law. Because I think the Bucs are in a rebuild. It doesn't feel like they're trying to contend for championships anymore, Law.
Oh yeah. Any team with new coaches, new philosophies, or changings of older players or what have you, and they looking to do that fire sale, I will be looking at that. I think Vita Vea, he's a guy that we covet. In 2018, we wanted him on his team, but the Tampa Bay scooped him up. I think that he would fit right in. He's such a Dallas guy, man. If you put him in, it would just too much like right.
Right. He's actually a unique player because you look at his size and you think of him as a run stuff and defensive tackle, but he actually does have a quick first step and can rush the passer. Like he's sort of a hybrid, but because of his size, he's basically a run stuffer, Law.
Yeah, he is. He's a run stuffer. He's a pocket push backer. You know what I'm saying? And he gives you some production a little bit with the sacks. So I do like that, and I would prefer to have that version of a player versus a version of a player that only they can do is be lateral on the line when they two gap. No, I want somebody to at least grab a snack on the way to the quarterback, you know.
Right. You know, when I look at Vita Vea, I do get some shades of like Grady Jackson from back in the day, a little bit.
Ooh, the back in the day. Okay, yeah, I can roll with that.
Yeah, they got similar size. I think Grady was a little bit stronger, but like they have similar size.
Yeah. I can see that. But you know, somebody of that kind of caliber immediately makes everybody else eat. And of course, the good thing is you still look. People fail to realize you still have Jonathan Hankins. There's no shade of him,
right.
But you'll be able to reserve Jonathan. He was only here for a spoonful of games and he got hurt. He's a guy that I want to have anywhere between 20 and 25 snaps. And then you have that rotation piece and boom, everything else work its way out.
Right. So, and he may be a little bit big for this, but do you think that Jonathan Hankins, like if we decide to incorporate more 4-3 in our defense, like can he be a nose tackle?
Just lining straight up over the center. I think he can. I think I'm gonna reach out to my guy and see how he did that against when he played for the Raiders. He played for the Giants too, and I'll see though. But yeah, I think he can line up anywhere from the inside though. He's 345 pounds, so he gonna push something back.
Well, and that's why I asked that because nose tackles. I feel like nose tackles tend to be a little bit smaller nowadays.
I mean, they like them to play the low man game and jet and get upfield so quickly. But these boys, man, they average to around 330, 340-ish, though, you know. But if you take a 300 nose tackle, you know, there's always that law of diminishing rates of return over a course of a year.
Yeah, I mean,
doing that though.
The only guy I can really think of who can play that small and still be a nose tackle is Aaron Donald, but there's only one of him.
Yeah, to think about it over the course of the years with even Aaron Donald. He had Ashawn Robinson. Even before that, he had the Brockers. He had the big boys inside. You see what I'm saying? And there's another guy that's name at the tip of my tongue. But they always made sure that they put bigger guys around him, and his primary duty was still to hurry, get upfield, create pressure. And he'd been doing that for many a moons, man. The pressure is the things that we've been having issues with. In 2021, our pressure leader was Michael Parsons. And then in 2022, our pressure leader was still Michael Parsons. But we had no one else to be in the same room as it relates to creating that pressure, even up to the numbers. Like Parsons, I believe he had like 80-something. The next qualifying person had like 60. I need for somebody to be equivalent or at least be in the same room as Parsons as it relates to even pressures. And that's where our issue's been at.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That kind of got us in trouble against Philly because basically what Philly started doing is putting those massive offensive linemen on Parsons' side, and nobody else could get there because once Parsons got stopped, basically everybody else was cooked.
No doubt, man. JT, man, I appreciate you so much for calling in, fam.
Hey, Law Nation, stand up.
No doubt, man. That's JT from the 260. All right. We got two more callers, man, that's been waiting here. I got my guy who called in. Let me know where you at now, Mark. That drive trucks, man, from the A32. You're live.
What's up, Law, boss man? How you doing?
Man, all is well, man. I can't complain.
Thank you, sir, for taking my call. Enjoying the show so far as always. Yeah, man. Just to piggyback on what you were talking with the other caller about the offense and about that play calling, situational, all that stuff, man. Hey, like I said yesterday, sometimes, man, it's about the coaching. We used to complain all the time about Jason Garrett, right?
Yeah.
And and sometimes, man, you don't know what you have when you see it not used properly. And again, I was a big fan of Zeke. It hurt me to see him go, even though I understood why.
Right.
Zeke's thing was Zeke could catch the ball in a lot of ways. And like you guys were talking about, there were a lot of flat things. There were a lot of things, options, where Zeke could have been more productive and maybe not worn out as much instead of just every time Zeke touched the ball, he was diving into the center guard gap and get pounded.
And
right?
get pound for it, yeah.
So, you know, and so we'll see, man. We'll see. But that's, again, like I said, that's what I'm hopeful for. We get to be a smarter football team, situational.
Yeah.
We learn how to deploy our players in a certain way. And like you guys are saying about certain routes certain guys have.
Right.
Sometimes less is more. Sometimes you got to be simple. Have a guy do what he does.
Yeah.
And be ready to go and win. Instead of trying to be cute, trying to outsmart people, try to dig when you ought to be zagging, all that nonsense. So, you know, hey man, I'm gonna let you people talk, man. Like I said, I love it. I'm here in Georgia. I'm about to roll, man. I got another load I got to pick up, head out to the county. That's where I like going.
Oh yes, man. Yes, indeed, man. Let's go, man. Shout out to you, Mark, man. Appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, getting too cute. Sometimes we see it even out here in the natural world. You see a lady, you say, man, she's a beautiful lady, but she wearing these fake eyelashes. She putting clown makeup all on her face already smooth. She taking the lace front and she putting it on. She got good hair up under there. She put the lace front all the way up here. What happened to her forehead now? It's just all everywhere now, you know. And then they got too much perfume. You know, sometimes less is more. Wipe that makeup off. Stop cutting your eyebrows off and drawing them back on. You know, stuff like that. It's a few things that you can do to stop making yourself look not natural when you're already cute, you're already pretty. God made you already beautiful, and now you want to put your natural eyes out, put plum eyes, and it's just crazy stuff, you know, that people would do to the extreme. And, you know, BBL, getting all stuff, you looking like the letter P, you know, upside down. It's crazy stuff that sometimes people would do to make themselves unattractive, doing a little too much, doing too much as it relates to artificial stuff. You know, all we want is the real thing. As they say, ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. You know, sometimes you just got to be real with it, you know. But the new age, man, they doing all type of crazy stuff, tattoo all over your face and your neck, under your eyelids and stuff like that. Like, God, no, why you make yourself look that way when you don't have to? You don't have to. But it is what it is. And that's what the offense was last season. Like, dude, don't overcomplicate the situation. Gallup is coming off of an ACL tear, right? He's recovering. And on a short week, you may want to put him in a situation that he can win. Slants, nothing wrong with that. You know? TJ Combo, appreciate you. Paul says, speak on it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Getting the nose job done. You know, we love your pucker nose. Now you want to slant it and get it all sharp, you know. You know, some women get those bow ties. You don't know what their expressions are. You know, they like this. Yeah. You like my guy?
Yeah. In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning,
Don't be like that guy, man. Yeah, look, yeah, just read it slowly. Hey, the one guy say, hey, take your time. Let me get on up out of here, man. Much love to y'all, man. I hope y'all have a happy Friday. If I go live another time, or if I got any other content coming out today, you guys be sure to turn your notifications on. Don't be like wishy-washy, man. Oh, my gosh, man. I'm too wrong, man. Come on, y'all. It's real. Tell me it's real, baby. Riggs! We was live for 6 hours last night, Riggs. We were. I'm getting too tired, and I'm getting too old for this. Why somebody gonna hit me up now? Ain't nothing wrong with wearing long eyelashes. You leave me alone, you know. Leave me alone, Law. Ain't nothing wrong with wearing plum, passion, rainbow hair. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. Leave me alone. I'm cute in my own way. It's my hair. I put my front on however I want to. It can be right here all the way back. I'm like, girl, what happened to your forehead? There should be a forehead in between your eyebrow, you know, where your hair began. You ever seen like, slide the lace front back just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Peel it back just a little bit. And not everybody should have baby hair. You 57 years old. What you doing with baby hair up under there? You know what I'm saying? You supposed to have granny hair by now. You 67 years old. What you doing with all that baby hair? That ain't yours. Hey, on the first date, let's go for a swim. All right, man. One love, y'all. But whether you have hair that begins here and is all the way back there, or hair that's like Stephen A. Smith, you know, way back here, he salute like this. Salute. Stephen A. Smith, he try to be hip, but he's not. He's just hop. You know what I'm saying? He's not hip hop. He just hop. You know, he got the blazer. He got the blazer on, try to put the hoodie over it. Hop Smith, you know. He ain't hip, you know. He think he's hip, but he just hop. He just hop on and do his thing. But regardless of what it is, Cowboy Nation, how bad do you want it? How does it feel in this beautiful day? Draft Bryce Young. Yeah, shout out to you, Zach Luna. I don't know. We don't know, baby. He will be long gone before the 26th spot. But if he's there at 26, there's nothing wrong with drafting a quarterback, by the way. Just know that everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. Right? And if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies or hate it and yet give way to hating. And don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you spoke and twisted by knaves, to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your whole life for broken and stooped to be built back up again with worn out tools. If you can take one heap of all your winnings to risk it on one turn of pitch and loss, to lose and start again at your beginnings and never speaking or spoke of one word of your loss. If you can walk with kings and presidents nor lose the common touch, if neither foes or loving friends can harm you, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth a distance run, then you, my friend, have unlocked the true meanings of what it takes to be a champion, but most importantly, what it takes to be a man. Keep your head high all the way through the finish, Cowboy Nation. Continue to grind. Open up your mind. Write this down. As Jim Rohn once said, and he will say it again maybe, when the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Meaning that I'm forever going to try to accomplish something new. I'm not going to get complacent. I'm not going to be in these type of situations that I was last year. I'm continuing to grind. I'm continuing to find out new ways, new opportunities, more and more challenges. Bring them to me. I want it all. I want to continue. I would do this in my sleep. This is in my DNA. As my guy said, Drake, I want to be successful. You got to manifest it. You got to continue to grind to go get it. Ain't nothing will be given to you. That's the reality of it. I don't want the comfortable bed. Sometimes I sleep on the floor just to remind me that this could be taken away from me in a nanosecond. I can start again at my beginnings and never breathe one word of my loss, baby. Challenges, trials, and tribulations will be there. Old folks were right. Either you're going into a storm or you're coming out of one. But this too shall pass, ladies and gentlemen. Write those things down. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing, and I mean just that. Nothing but the best.
Damn.
Let's go. We about. Let's get it.
In Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning.
In the beginning, baby.
Give me my thing.
In the beginning.
Hey. Yeah. Come on. Let's get it. Hey. Hey. I'm gonna leave that man alone before they send a sniper to come get me. Hey, I was just playing.
He needs some milk.
Shout out to you, Kenny. Grind and play. Remarkable consult service by Leon, Mark, Zach, Lou. Hey, come on, all the same. Showtime Sports Media, salute to you and you this Saturday. Praise Bay. I see you, Christopher Smith. Lock hard. Let's go. I just wanna be successful. We about, baby.
Search for the one, but baby girl is not the real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer.
Call it too legit. Hey, hey. Lately I just wanna run it up.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal.
Come on.
I have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it.
Where my dogs at? Down, boy, down.
Kinda check us on. Lately I just wanna
get your dog. Let me say, hey man, that dog don't bite. That dog got teeth. Come on. Hey. Yo. Come on. Brandon Ross, I see you, fam. You already know. I ain't mad at you. Come on. For all of the new Philly subscribers that we got, man, because I know I done gained a few more new Philadelphia Eagles subscribers. I shout out to y'all, man. I seen y'all in my comments earlier. I got some breaking news for y'all, man.
The answer, I talked about before we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt.
You're crying.
I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
Watch this comeback.
One more time for the Eagles.
Just one more time for us, baby.
Let's go, birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl chance for now.
Let me know, please. Let me know if I'm doing it a little too much for those Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let me get on up out of here. Hey, my bad, dog. I was just saying in the beginning. Hey. Ho. Hey. Shout out to the Monty crew. Let's go. She said, you know she was this. She was assigned for that moment. God created her just to do that interview, just to be right in that spot, right in that moment, to be able to question and interview him. I promise you, God created her just for that moment, for our satisfaction, right? And she said, with her Cowboys gear up under that uniform and that sports reporter outfit, "You crying?" He said, "Yeah, I love my Eagles." And then she said, with a straight face, "Can you just flap the hat one more time?" She cold-blooded. I bet you she got a Cowboys quilt, comfortable setup over there at her house. I promise you. You crying? Whatever you do. I bet you. Let's go. And another one. We're about one love, baby. Salute. Flap the hat one more time for me. Oh my gosh, man. Boy, I was gonna say something else, but it's still too early. The kids watching. Play a tune, I follow. Ooh, Iggy fit right on in. Maybe one night when I had a few, I would say the joke that I was gonna say. Yeah, y'all. Whenever it's late night, we are live. Say that joke that you was gonna add in. I can't, man. It's still too early, Brandon. Ooh, it's too early. Ooh, wait. It's too early, man. It'll be too raw for me to say it right now. But shout out to you all. Oh, it'll fit right on there. Oh, it'll fit right on there. But one more time for my guy.
In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning. In the beginning. Damn. In the beginning.